Welcome to Courageous Conversations About Sex with me, Sarah Rose Bright. Courageous Conversations About Sex is a series where I'm going to share with you some questions that my clients commonly ask. And these questions take courage to ask. And so today's question is there something wrong with me? So if you've asked this question of you, if you've thought about how you are as a sexual person and wondered if there's something wrong with you, then stay tuned. This is for you. So I'm going to share with you why people might feel there's something wrong with them and also some steps to take if this is the case for you. Just to start with who I am. I'm a sex, pleasure and intimacy coach, and I have been doing this work for over a decade. And I have had the privilege of having conversations, intimate conversations with hundreds, if not thousands of people around their sex lives. And people ask me questions that sometimes they've never spoken to anybody else at all. And so I've got an insight into this world that I really want to share with you because I know when I share this, it can really help people. So if you feel there's something wrong with you, often it's a couple of different types of people that ask these questions. There are more reasons why, but it's often people who are experiencing sexual problems, and that's ranging from not being able to orgasm through to ejaculating earlier than they'd like to, or just feeling a lack of sexual confidence. And then the second group of people are people that come to see me because they're just not enjoying sex and they don't know why, but they think there's something wrong with them. So if you have a sexual problem, there is nothing wrong with you, I promise. There can be so many reasons why you might be having a sexual problem. One of the key reasons is just the lack of education about this area of our lives. We do not have healthy role models when it comes to sex, pleasure, and intimacy. We do not have a celebration of these aspects of our lives when we grow up. We are never given any quality information on how our bodies work, how our arousal works. And often we only start to ask these questions when something isn't working. We don't talk about it. And so sexual problems can build up because we don't talk about it. What starts as one sexual problem, one experience, can then escalate into many experiences because we feel shame, guilt, fear, all sorts of different things. So we just don't mention it, or it becomes an awkward situation. So we also have so many myths that create sexual problems and put pressure on our sex lives. So, for example, we have myths that we should just know what our partner's like and then we don't talk about it. But if we go to a restaurant with our partners, we don't choose their food on the dinner on the menu. We sit and we look at the menu individually and we tune into what we might like, and then we order our own food. We don't let our partners choose. So why should they know how we want to experience and enjoy pleasure and sex unless we talk about it? So there's just so many reasons that can impact us having sexual problems. And so I share this because that's just a handful of the reasons, but just to give you a flavor. And so, but just to also reiterate, there's nothing wrong with you. The second reason that people might say, is there something wrong with me, is because they're not enjoying sex. And they often are not enjoying sex. They know what they don't want, but they don't know what they do want. And they are just going through the motions. Maybe they've even stopped having sex or intimacy altogether. And they feel like they should be enjoying it and don't understand why they're not. And it's often the type of sex that they're trying to have. They're trying to have the typical goal-based sex, which we see in the movies, which we see in porn, which is always ending in some form of penetration, always ending in orgasms and ejaculations. And that's seen as the pinnacle of successful sex, which is just not true at all. There's so many different ways that sex can look. And so, and intimacy can look, and that pleasure can look. And so the type of sex that we're having is often the problem, not us. And also, it may be that we just don't know what type of sex we enjoy. Particularly, I find this among the women that I work with. People, I was working with a client a couple of days ago, and this is commonly something I see with my clients. And her focus was always on her partner's pleasure, not on her own. And she'd always experienced it that way. And also that was showing up in other areas of her life as well. She'd never had the permission or space to say what really turns me on, what really lights me up. And so now we're on this journey together, exploring what is it that she really loves and enjoys. So whether you're having sexual problems, whether you're not enjoying sex, whether you're experiencing both of those, there is nothing wrong with you. Sometimes these can feel like real challenges. They can feel insurmountable, but often they turn into gifts, because when we start to ask these questions, they can open doorways to new types of pleasure. They can open doorways to how we feel and experience our bodies, how we open up to get to know ourselves as sexual beings and what it is that we truly like, how we can create great sex, what great communication looks like. And often this opens doorways up to what it is that we really love and enjoy in the whole of our lives, not just in our sex lives. When I'm working with clients, they regularly I work with clients that regularly say to me they don't know how to relax or never relax, or they never give themselves permission to enjoy pleasure, maybe at the weekends or holidays, but that's it. So then we go on a huge journey of exploring what pleasure looks like. So often these challenges can be great teachers and wonderful gifts. So whether you've got sexual problems or you're not enjoying sex, for some people, just knowing that it's okay, that these are natural things that happen and that there's nothing wrong with you, just that in itself changes everything. So I hope that this has been helpful. And also, you may want to take this further. So I encourage you to go study, to go learn, to go exploring, go practicing all of this, and really get to know who you are as a sexual being and what lights you up. And if you want more support, get in touch with myself or other qualified sex coaches who can support you to guide you on this journey. And I promise you that it's much more fun and you'll get there much more easier with some support on your side. So I hope there's been something in this for you. And I would love it if you would like this video, make some comments below, share this video. Please also subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I'm going to be sharing more regular content like this. And also, if you look below in the description, you can sign up to my newsletter for more wonderful things. And also, when you sign up to my newsletter, you get a free gift of a 2-part video series on the one thing that will change your sex life, and that's shifting from performance-based pleasure to pleasure-based pleasure, from goals to pleasure as your focus. So there's a really beautiful 2-part video series there for you. So thank you for listening and enjoy your day.